Transurfing TV. My name is Renee Garcia, and this is my video on comparisons, comparing yourself to other people, or comparing your efforts to others' efforts, or your progress, or your appearance, or your relationship, or your bank account statement, or, because really this is the root of our dissatisfaction with ourselves or our world in the reality transurfing modality. This is exactly what we are striving to not do. Now, again, we don't want to be focusing on what we don't want, but we definitely want to call to light when we know we are, in fact, comparing what we are doing, how we are being, how we look, whatever, to another version, and deeming that version better than what it is that you have, and why this really screws you up as a transurfer, as a human being. Before I get more into it, however, please remember to like this video and comment below "I love reality transurfing" to enter my daily giveaway for these awesome reprogramming stickers. So, in this beautiful bitchin' book right here, Vadim Zeland talks a lot about the dangers of comparing yourself to others. So there is so much going on within this topic in this book. It's pretty amazing, and I'm going to break it down a little bit of how to spot yourself when you are comparing, how this damages your reality, what you can do to correct this. Ultimately, it's correcting the image in the mirror, because remember, as transurfers, we live with this knowledge that whatever we're putting forth towards our mirror is getting reflected back to us. And if you are comparing yourself to somebody or something else, and you are feeling dissatisfied with what it is you hold, you are presenting that information to your mirror, and your mirror will give you even more reasons to be dissatisfied because of you're comparing to your external environment or other people or whatever it is. So I'm going to talk now about inner intention. This is a big one. This is really the place that we are doing this action, that we are comparing. We don't ever compare from the heart. The heart simply does not understand this language of, oh, that's better than what I have, so I'm gonna feel less than, or I'm gonna feel not good enough, or I'm gonna stop prematurely on the way to my goal because I don't feel I'm good enough or doing it good enough or whatever it is. The heart is never, ever going to lead you in that direction. However, the mind is always going to try to do this, always. Because remember, the mind is really what the pendulums grab onto. So the pendulums want us to hook onto something via our inner intention thinking mind. This is the overthinking mind, this is the anxiety filled mind, this is the doubting mind, this is the dissatisfied with my reality way of thinking mind. All of this stuff, the pendulum really likes when you do that, because when you do that, what happens is you continue to feed some other entity other than yourself. So a big example here is like magazines, right? The whole magazine culture for women. So if you feel like you are not beautiful enough, you run your butt right down to the Sephora store and you buy more cosmetics, right? For guys, if you feel that your guns aren't big enough, right? Or something like that, or your car is not good enough, what do? You run your butt down to the car dealership, or to sign up for a gym membership, or to continue to buy something that you feel is going to bring you up to that level at which you are comparing whatever it is you are dissatisfied with at. So this is a huge accomplishment if you can pinpoint exactly where you are comparing your efforts, your appearance, your bank account, because as Vadim Zeland states again in this book, success is found when we carve our own path. If I were to do any of the many things that I've done in my life, actively comparing myself, which I did in the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, I totally did. And the thing is I really showed myself to not be authentic when I was doing that. For those of you that have been watching my videos, maybe you've heard me talk about when I started my first business, how I would show up very buttoned up and professional and really not acting like myself, and people could sense that inauthentic nature in me, and maybe we're just a little bit like, well, what's this chick about, right? It was when I finally let my hair down and started acting like myself, who I really am, not comparing myself to anyone else, is when things truly started to flourish for me. So this is the trick of the pendulum. The pendulum has you convinced that you will achieve if you adhere to standards outside of you that the pendulums have created. But in my own experience, and this has been an amazing insight for me, and for me to actually see this from a zoomed out perspective, in my own experience, when I have denied the pendulums their standards, when I have turned away from the standards of the pendulums and really just started to carve my own path, that's when reality really started to become a feast for me, really started to be beautiful. And I do this in all areas of my life now with all my different businesses. I do not adhere to any standards ever with anything. I mean, obviously, I have to conform to society a little bit just to, just to function. But outside of that, your personal style should be just that. Stop comparing your physical image. Stop comparing your bank account. Stop comparing your car, your lifestyle, your relationship. And that's another thing, really, the dissatisfaction with the romantic side of our lives. We're oftentimes dissatisfied because of an image or something we see externally. This could be a movie or something that we aren't living this like hot burning romance with someone else, because that's what I saw on TV and mine's not like that, so mine's not good. Good is your interpretation of good, not the pendulums. So in really embracing who you are as a person, your soul frail, your true version of yourself, you are going to start projecting that out into the world, and you will then, and this is the fascinating part, you will then gain the attention of the exact same pendulums that wanted you to adhere to their standards. So you, in essence, end up influencing the pendulum by you carving your own path, or you creating your own style, or you learning to do something a different way that is more in line with who you are as a person, your true individuality. Pendulums absolutely love this. So this is really where the rubber meets the road and transurfing kicks into full effect. It is the understanding, the acknowledgement, and the ability to recognize when you are comparing yourself to something else, or when you are comparing something that you have to something else, and simply turning it around, creating your own version of your own standard for that thing, and then the pendulum sort of releases its grip from you. You're satisfied with what you have, you present that to the mirror, and your mirror responds to you with more positivity that you are in fact on the right path. If you are feeling like you are not on the right path right now, really step back from that path and ask yourself how comparisons or comparing is maybe a culprit there. Maybe it's affecting your thinking about your path in a negative way. It doesn't mean you have to give up the path, but it definitely means that you can call to attention when you are in fact in the act of comparing. So with that, everyone, remember to like this video and comment below "I love reality transurfing" to enter my giveaway, and thank you so much for watching my video. Bye guys.